Yatas sarvani bhutani pratibhanti sthithani cha yatraivo pashamam yanti tasmai satyatmane namaha. So, while seeing the different stages in the knowledge, first we saw Shubha Ichcha. The first stage is called Shubha Ichcha, auspicious desire. Why am I like this, like a fool, like an idiot? What am I doing here? And all these scriptures and Mahatmas, they are very concerned about me. That is why they are giving this knowledge. So I would seek their company. This is Shubha Ichcha. So this should be preceded a little bit by detachment. That's what it is said here. And then Vicharana. Vicharana means discrimination, right thinking. What is dharma, what is adharma? So how I should live. Sadhacharanam. How I should live, all those things. And then slowly you withdraw from the world outside. And then only you develop that subtlety of the mind. Tanumanasa. Subtlety of the mind. So these three bhumikas, they are sort of preparatory stages sort of thing. And then you enter into the fourth stage, where you withdraw more and more from the world and try to abide in the self. Sattvapattihi. Sattva increases, rajas tamas goes down. But still there is a struggle, because vasanas are pushing you out, you are trying to abide in the self. There is still effort. But still, this is happening. This is fourth bhumika. Fifth one, you become more and more effortless. Meaning non-union. Samsakti. Meaning, you want to live in the shade, not want to go in the hot sun. You know what Bhagavan says? When the mind rises from the heart, it is dukkham. When the mind abides in the heart, it is sukham. So why should unnecessarily I should go out from my heart to the world outside and get kicked and suffer? I will remain peacefully. So effortlessly you start more and more enjoying the bliss of the self. So these are all the stages. You understand? And then comes Padartha Abhavanam. More and more you abide. Then you start reveling. There you forget the world. Meaning there is no sort of ideation of objects whatsoever in the world outside or inside. See, sometimes when you close all your sense organs, so many things are created from within. Is that not so? So this mind is called as image factory. So much of images are created. Here comes a stage where more and more you abide, because you are reveling in the self, you are forgetting yourself, and there, in that blissful state, non-ideation of objects, padartha abhavanam, you don't experience any object. See, the masters call this as nirvikalpa samadhi, where they are deeply absorbed, sometimes for months together also, days together, months together also. And somebody else has to go and sort of prompt them, bring them out of that state. Prayatnena, with great difficulty. That is the which bhumika? Sixth bhumika, padartha abhavanam. Right? But a very interesting thing Bhagavan has said, even this time period in which a Mahatma can remain in that nirvikalpa samadhi, actually is decided by prarabdha, he says. It's not in your hands, he says. Some Mahatmas may have a very prolonged sort of this thing, some Mahatma may not have. It doesn't mean that he is not illumined. That's what he says in a place he has mentioned this. See, another thing, very important thing, what I noted throughout this chapter, I will read out very interesting thing. See, in the first verse, Vairagya Purvam. So initially also there should be some detachment even to start the journey, to seek the satsanga, to the association of the noble souls. Because always you are partying and going out for the movies and always indulging in the world, you can't. You have to allocate some time. Is that not so? You require some sort of detachment there also in the first verse. Second verse, of course, Vairagya Purvakam, that is Vicharana, the discrimination, so that Sadacharam will happen. The third verse, if you see, Indriyarteshu Asaktata. So one has to withdraw from the sense objects. So there also withdrawal, detachment from the world outside is said. In the third verse. Fourth verse, Chitte Artha Viratehe Vashat. The mind, Artha Viratehe Vashat. Because of the withdrawal from the sense objects. There also. And in the fifth also, Asamsanga Falena. The Asamsakti, the non-union, Asamsanga Falena. Because of the fruit of the Asanga. And also in the next verse, Padartha Abhavanam. So in all these verses, one common thread, what you find is detachment. Vairagyameva Abhayam. You have to detach from the world outside to attach or to abide in the self. Patru Purulattrar, Paranda Manamum, Shanti Utruvidum, Tamahave Oindu. Meaning, when you give up all the attachment towards the world outside, the mind will naturally abide in its own state, without effort. So, Tyage Naike Amritattva Manashuhu. So, by giving up only, one attains to the highest, not by holding on to things, howsoever wonderful the thing may be, or the relationship may be, or the kick of the power may be, thrills of the power may be. Only by giving up you attain to the highest. Not by, possessing or indulging more and more. No. So in and through, more and more the dispassion, the detachment from the BMI, OET, objects, emotions and thoughts, more and more the mind gracefully, naturally abides in the self. And then, when you experience the bliss of the self, more and more and more, the mind will not want to go out. Asamsaktihi. Non-union means it doesn't want to go out, revel in the world outside. But throughout all these stages, you have an idea that there is a world outside. And you are there. And the Atma is within. And the world is dukkagaram. And Atma is blissful. Therefore, I will remain in the Atma, the self. Though you must have heard from your Guru, the world is an illusory thing, all those stuff. Intellectually, you can appreciate. But that knowledge has not happened. But in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi also what happens? Still there is a trace of ignorance. You know what? As long as this Mahatma is abiding in the self, reveling in the self, he is so peaceful, he is really reveling, he is enjoying. But when he comes out, then he is disturbed. More the mind becomes subtle, more it gets disturbed because of small little things. Let us say, at 4:15 in the morning, if the loudspeakers are blaring cinema songs, imagine. See, one ayya came from Australia. He wanted to do sadhana. I told him, why can't you do in Australia, in your own house? It is a better place. At least it is quiet. No, Swami, I want to come to Tiruvannamalai, to your ashram, and I want to stay for 1 month. I want to really do this sadhana and catch this self. So he came here and he stayed here. In 2-3 days, I asked him, how is it going? What, Swamiji, morning, loudspeakers are blaring, how can I sit? Yes, this is what it is. If the loudspeaker can disturb you, what sort of abidance you are in? Yes, loudspeakers would disturb only initially, definitely. It's blaring. And also, if cinema songs you hear, your mind may go elsewhere also. You know. So, that is all there. But if you are a real Pakuvi, nothing should disturb you now. What is this? Why should it disturb you? So, what I mean to say, even though it said Padartha Abhavanam, when he is lost in the contemplation, his own self, he is totally peaceful. He is not even hearing, seeing, tasting, nothing, even not even thoughts. He is abiding. Padartha Abhavanam. Non-ideation of objects. And to bring him out is difficult actually. So much he is immersed in it. But still, he feels only when he is abiding in the samadhi, that is a wonderful state. But when he comes out in the vyavahara, it is not that great state. This bheda bhavanam is there. Then still there is ajnana. என்ன சுவாமிஜி பதார்த்த அபாவம்னு சொல்லியாச்சு. Still, if he feels there is a difference in samadhi and in the vyavahara, still he is not paripakvi. He is pakvi only, not paripakvi. Then Swamiji, what else you want? Then there is the last bhumika. We will read now. என்னமோ எல்லாம் தெரிஞ்ச மாதிரி நான் பேசுறேன், சரியா? அது சரியான்னு எனக்கு தெரியாது, சும்மா பேச வேண்டியதானே. எப்படி இருந்தாலும் ட்ரூத் இஸ் பியாண்ட் வேர்ட்ஸ், பியாண்ட் தாட்ஸ். பூமி ஷட்கச்சிராபியாசாத். 8th verse. भूमि षट्कचिराभ्यासात् भेदस्यानुपलभ्यतः यत्स्वभावैकनिष्ठत्वम् सा ज्ञेया तुर्यघा गतिः. भूमि षट्कचिराभ्यासात् भेदस्यानुपलभ्यतः यत्स्वभावैकनिष्ठत्वम् सा ज्ञेया तुर्यघा गतिः. भूमि षट्क चिराभ्यासात्. After a long practice of all the preceding 6 bhumikas, Bhedasya anupalabhyataha. There is no cognition of any bheda, any differences whatsoever. So what sort of differences you can perceive between the objects? This is a different object, that is a different object. It's a living, non-living, all those stuff. And in the living also so many jati, mata, all those stuff. But here, whatsoever, no differences are perceived in the world outside. Not only that, not even the bheda between the seer and the seen is perceived. See, this is something else. Now we feel I am different, I am seer. But these are all seen. Objects to be seen, experienced. There, even that bheda of seer and seen vanishes. But Padartha Abhavanam, there, when he is in samadhi, he is not experiencing any objects. But after some time when he comes out, he may see the objects. Prayatnat. Difficulty it said no, because he has to be pulled back. But here, Vedasya Anupalabhyataha. He is not seeing any differences whatsoever, even between the seer and the seen. என்னப்பா எப்படி சாத்தியமா? See, when you identify with the body, there comes the idea of space. I am sitting here, you are all sitting there, and the birds are chirping from somewhere else. This idea comes because I am identified with the body and I think I am this, I am here, you are there, and the birds are somewhere far away. The idea of space. When I identify with the body, then each experiences are very real to me. Therefore, whenever you are caught up in the web of experiences, it is tiring always. You are not at ease. When you are not at ease, there comes the idea of time. See, after a lot of contemplation, I am telling you this. Whenever you are not at ease, there is time. When you are totally at ease, physically, mentally, intellectually, there is no time. And causation, cause and effect. The intellect comes to play. Why this, why that? That's what Acharya says, howling and whiling. How, why? So cause and effect. This chakkar we get caught. This is chakkar. See, that is why I don't read books written by intellectuals. By Mahatmas, yes, but not by IITians or by great professors of philosophy. I don't read. Sorry, they are also wonderful people. You may get some wonderful ideas from there. But still, Shabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmana Karanam. I tell you, Chitta Brahmana Karanam. Because it is from the intellect. Intellect is limited. It can never apprehend the unlimited. இருக்கிற கொஞ்சம் நெஞ்சம் பீஸும் போயிடும் உங்களுக்கு, கொஞ்சம் நெஞ்ச ஞானமும் போயிடும். ரொம்ப பண்டிதர்களுடைய அந்த பாஷணங்களை படிச்சா உள்ளதும் போயிடும். அதுதான் என்னுடைய கருத்து. You understand? So the intellect takes over. So the space, the time and causation, these three are the mind's play. When you are not identified with the body, there is no here or there. There is no space. Then when you are abiding the self, there is complete, you are at ease, totally blissful. There are no different experiences. Therefore, there is no stream whatsoever. So there is no time. And you are transcending the intellect when you are abiding the self. Therefore, there is no past or present or future. There is no question of why or how. This has caused that. Yathartha Grahanam. That's all. You see things as they are and appreciate it, and that's it. You don't ask, Par Surandi Parkade. Yoga Swamigal says, Par, see, Surandi Parkade. Don't scratch and see. See, this is a very significant statement. See, Par, Surandi Parkade. Don't scratch and see. It means what? Don't go into this chakkar of cause and effect. See, in the Vyavahara, to conduct Vyavahara, you need cause and effect. But actually speaking, this hunting of cause is a preoccupation of the intellect and which will not take us anywhere. Sorry. Therefore, however intellectual you may be, அந்த பருப்பெல்லாம் இங்கே வேகாது. அதனாலதான் humility alone helps here. So therefore, here the idea is whatever is perceived is the self only. Nothing other than the self. So while you are perceiving the world also, your experience is one of the self. When you are in the samadhi, quiet, absorbed in yourself, you are in the self. Therefore, whatsoever, there is no difference between samadhi and the waking, deep sleep and the waking. There is no difference of any three states, that is waking, dream or deep sleep. There is not even difference between the samadhi and the waking state. No differences whatsoever. That is Turiya Avastha. In Turiya, there are no difference as you are in deep sleep, but there is awareness as you are in the waking. So when you can bring the deep sleep state into the waking, Jagrat Sushupti it is called. That is Turiya. And one more thing I tell you, every sadhaka need not go through all these bhumikas to come to the seventh bhumika. You may be very surprised. For some very ripened souls, tuck, it can flash and he can be straight away in Turiya Avastha. It has happened to Bhagavan. And Eckhart Tolle says, Eckhart Tolle, a great Mahatma also, he was also a great thinker, Mahatma. He says, one day morning he woke up, that's it. He says he couldn't understand, he couldn't appreciate what is this experience. And it took a lot of time for him to appreciate that experience. That's what he writes. It should be true only. Why not? Why should he lie? So, for some rare souls, it can. So, it is said in our scriptures also, for a very advanced seeker, for a very ripened soul, Shravana Matram, he hears the truth from the teacher, he gets enlightened. For the Madhyama Varga seekers, Mananam is required. And for Adama people only Nidhyasana is required. For Adama, nothing will work. So therefore, everybody need not go through this bhumikas also. Enna Swami kadra eppadi solringa appdi ketta, appadithaan adu. There is no logic, there is no reason. போய் முட்டிக்கோங்க செவத்துல, அவனுக்கு வந்து உடனே கிடைச்சிருச்சு, எனக்கு உடனே முட்டிக்கோ போய் செவத்துல, அப்படிதான் அது. இப்போ என்ன ஓர வஞ்சகம் பண்றாரோ பகவான் எனக்கு அப்படின்னு கேட்டா, அதெல்லாம் எனக்கு தெரியாது, அது அப்படிதான் இருக்கு. Some people are getting like that, some people are struggling, some people are not at all getting. How can you account? There is no account here. Yapashyati sapashyati. Yapashyati sapashyati. That's it. இவெல்லாம் படிச்சதெல்லாம் வேஸ்ட். 6 பூமிக்கு கஷ்டப்பட்டு படிச்சோம்னா, see, everybody has to take these kind of route only. But some people are very, very, I don't know, gifted or what. Straight away they are there. See, one Amma asked me a very interesting question. A story is told. A seeker or somebody was running in a forest, dense forest, chased by a tiger or something. And then he fell into the well. Well means what? Bhayangaramana well. There, he caught hold of a branch of a tree and was hanging. And there in the deep well, it's no water there. There was a serpent waiting. Vada, Mahane, va. So, somehow if he goes up, there is a tiger waiting to pounce upon him. Down below there's a snake. And in between he is hanging. And a rat is eating those branches. Correct. Anytime he can. Then that Amma asked me, Swamiji, how will this person survive? Or how will he rescue himself? Tuck, it flashed in me and I told her, if he wakes up, it's it. Maybe it may be a dream. See, when we can dream like this. When we dream like this, how to get rid of this? You wake up. So whatever may be the situation, the only possible way out is wake up. That waking up can happen any moment. For some people, it can happen because of so much of persuasion. For some person, it can happen for any reason. This waking up is a very strange thing. Actually speaking, there is no sort of krama in it. Process involved in waking up. Appadi acha, appara wake up aanu kediyadu. Tuck, wake up. That's it. After waking up also, can you go back into ignorance? No, yeah. How you can go back now? Vasanas irukka varaikkum, you can go on struggling. But you will have that. என்ன சுவாமி சொல்றீங்க, ஒன்னும் விளங்க மாட்டேங்குது, விளங்காததுதான் அது. ஆனா என்னன்னா பரிபக்குவம்னு இருக்கு. Again and again, if you are abiding, there is a way out. Meaning, you abide in the Turiya Avastha, where there are no differences whatsoever between the waking dream and deep sleep, between Samadhi Avastha and the Vyavahara and also between the seer and the seen. Kaivalya Padam. No differences whatsoever. Swajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata, Beda, Rahita Padam. Kaivalya Padam. So that is ultimate. That is Sahajam. Why it is called as natural state? Because there is no effort involved, number one. Number two, there is no question of losing it, or there is no question of getting disturbed by something else. See, I tell you, these are all Satyam actually. When it rains here, in the night, it is so wonderful. There may be some thousands of frogs here. You don't know, frogs when they start, making noise, croaking. Appa, people can't stand it. But for me, I tell you, I enjoy it. You know why I enjoy it? Because frog is not croaking. Croaking is so wonderful actually. It is not frog is croaking. Croaking is so wonderful. It is not that frog is croaking from somewhere. I am sitting and listening. It's not that. It is not that I am listening or the frog is croaking. That croaking is so auspicious because that is the self, experience of self only. See, this we have studied somewhere else, but I forgot the actual sentence. I was searching in Google, but I couldn't get it. But today I got it. This is what I was searching very much. You know what? In Dridishivekam only, in the 30th verse it comes. Dehabhimane galite vijnate paramatmani yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadaya. See, Dehabhimane galite, when the body identification goes, Vijnane Paramatmani, when the self is apprehended or experienced, you know what is the experience? He says, Yatra Yatra Manoyati, wherever the mind goes, there it is Samadhi only. Tatra Tatra Samadhayaha. Wherever the mind goes, there the Samadhi. So it is not that mind should be, அப்படியே உள்ள நுழைச்சு அதை நசிப்பிச்சிடணும், ஓகே தான். Wherever mind goes, there and there is Samadhi. Why? Because there is nothing other than the self. See, our Acharya always used to say, those times we were not able to appreciate it. Vritti Vyapti and there is no Phala Vyapti. There is only Vritti Vyapti, there is no Phala Vyapti. There is no seer, but there is only the seen is appreciated. When there is no seer, it need not be called a seen also. So, that's the most wonderful state. Some people are very much irritated by certain sounds, especially when the taps are leaking, tuck, 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 tuck. People get so irritated. Because, why taps are leaking now? Tuck, 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 tuck sound oda unga manasa vechittingana ஆனந்தம் only. என்ன சுவாமிஜி சொல்றீங்க அப்படின்னு கேட்டா, எத்திர எத்திர மனோயாதி தத்திர தத்திர சமாதயா. Wherever the mind goes, there the samadhi is. Because there is no differences whatsoever. Everything is Brahman only. And it is Anandam only. This time also when I was contemplating at the Samadhi Sthal of Sadashiva Brahmendra, this idea flashed. It's all coming only, but especially it flashes. Muzhuvadum unmai, yam ariyom. That is what? Muzhuvadum unmai means everything is truth. Yam ariyom, there is nobody to know it. What is this, Swamiji? Everything is truth, but nobody to know it. That is the secret. Everything is truth when there is nobody to know it. When there is somebody to know it, then it is all split into knower and known. And it is all gone. Gone means what? Adila onnu visesham illa. Suma. So, muzhuvadum unmai yam ariyom. Aar arivar. So therefore, if you can see, hear, without an idea that I am seeing, I am hearing, just see, Just don't want to know yourself. If you want to know yourself, you are gone. Why? You self cannot be known. It's not an object to be known. So, you take from that equation the seer out. Just the seen is appreciated as Brahman only. So the bird is not chirping from there. I am not sitting here. Bird is chirping. Don't even think in the Brahman, the chirping is coming in. Don't even ideate that way. That is also work of the mind only again. Chirping. Adi Shankara's photo. Like that, they say a frame by frame Madhuri initially, it can be appreciated without bringing in a seer into the equation. The seen is Brahman only. When you don't bring the seer into the equation, seen is Brahman only. When you don't bring in seen into the equation, seer is Brahman only. In fact, there is no seer or seen, there is Brahman only. With respect to the seen only, somebody is called a seer. Since because you are seeing, that is seen. So, don't bring into the equation a seer. Then it is Sarvatmya Bhavam. That is only seen, appreciated as Brahman. That is called as mindfulness. When Buddhist says mindfulness, they don't worry about the seer. For them, there is no seer. Mindfulness means they are mindful of the scene. பார்க்கிறேன், கேட்கிறேன், நடக்கிறேன், சாப்பிட்றேன், இப்படி சொன்னா நம்ம பைத்தியக்காரமா இருக்கும். என்னடா சொல்ற நீ? அதான் மைண்ட்ஃபுல்னஸ். பார்க்கிறேன். See, if you go to Buddhist monasteries and all, sometimes you find very strange people. எதுவும் நடப்பாங்க. ஏன்னா அது ஒரு வகையான மெடிடேஷன். மைண்ட்ஃபுல்னஸ் நடக்கிறேன், வலது காலை எடுத்து வைக்கிறேன். சிரிக்காதீங்க, நீங்க இன்னும் எல்லாம் தெரிஞ்ச மாதிரி சிரிக்காதீங்க தயவுசெய்து. இது மைண்ட்ஃபுல்னஸ், இது பிராக்டிஸ் ஆஃப் மைண்ட்ஃபுல்னஸ். இடது கால் எடுத்து வைக்கிறேன், நான் இப்ப நடக்கிறேன், அங்க பறவைய பார்க்கிறேன், இந்த சவுண்ட கேட்கிறேன். இப்படி வாழ்ந்து வந்து வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், நீங்க பிரம்மத்துல தான் இருப்பீங்க. அப்படியே இது மைண்ட்ஃபுல்னஸ். In that equation, you have taken out the seer or anything, or the cause and effect or anything, space and time, yadartha grahanam, as it is. Oh, அதுதான் பகவத் கீதா as it is. அது வேற சமாச்சாரம். Bhagavad Gita cannot be as it is. Only Krishna can give as it is. Krishna also cannot give as it is. What I mean to say, yadartha grahanam. So either you live this way, mindful, or you just na iti, and then only the seer, you concentrate or give attention only to the seer. From this equation, take out the scene altogether. Don't worry about scene, விட்டுருங்க, அதை பத்தி யோசிக்கவே வேண்டாம், என்னவா வேணா இருந்துட்டு போட்டோம். Only the seer, that is what Bhagavan says, Atma Vicharanam. So, that is the dichotomy of seer and seen. That is samsara, that is thought. From this dichotomy, if you remove the seen and only focus on the seer, then you abide in the self. That is the truth, Brahman, whatever. If you negate the seer from the equation and only mindful of the seen, without bringing the seer into the equation, அதான் நான் பார்க்கறேன் வந்தாச்சுனாலே நான் வந்துட்டேன், அவ்வளவுதான், முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. நானே கிடையாதுங்க, நானை பத்தி யோசிக்க கூடாது. பார்க்கறேன் இல்ல இல்ல அப்படி இல்ல, நான்கிற ஐடியாவை யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது. ஏன்னா நான் வந்துட்டேன்னா ஒரு இது வந்துடும், ஸ்பேஸ் வந்துடும், ஒரு டைம் வந்துடும், காசேஷன் வந்துடும். ஏன் திடீர்னு நின்று போச்சு இந்த குயில் சத்தம்? அப்படி ஒரு கேள்வி வரும். குயில் சத்தம் போட்டே இருக்கு, நின்று போச்சு. Why it is not now chirping? Chirp பண்ணும், chirp பண்ணாமையும் போகும். It can chirp, it cannot chirp. அதெல்லாம் நம்ம பிசினஸ் கிடையாது. When it chirps, it chirps. It's not chirping, it's not chirping. That is what I am saying. So, yatartha grahanam, as it is, whatever happens as it is, able to be mindful without bringing in the seer. Ada madri, when you start living, then also you abide in the Brahman only. So therefore, Turiya Avastha means where there is no the dichotomy of seer and seen. If the seer is taken, means removed, there is no seen whatsoever. When the seen is negated also, the seer is negated also, you are in Brahman only. So this is Turiya Avastha. In Mandukya, it is said, I will first read it out. It's very interesting. What he says in the first chapter, 7th verse, it is said, Nanta prajnam, na bahis prajnam, no ubhayata prajnam, na prajnana ghanam, na prajnam na prajnam, na prajnam na prajnam, na prajnam na prajnam, adrushtam, avyavaharyam, agrahyam, alakshanam, achintyam, avyapadeshyam, ekatma pratyaya saram, prapancha upashamam, shantam, shivam, advaitam, chaturtam manyate, sa atma, sa vijnaya. So this is what said in Mandukya. It is not consciousness of the internal world, antaprajnam, na antaprajnam. It is not the consciousness of the internal world, nor consciousness of the external world, na bahirprajnam, nor conscious of both, nor a mass of consciousness, nor simple consciousness, nor unconsciousness. Unconsciousness is like in deep sleep. It is unseen by the sense organs, beyond empirical dealings, avyavaharyam சொல்றாங்க இல்லையா, incomprehensible by the mind, uninferable, you cannot infer with the intellect, unthinkable, you cannot think, indescribable, you cannot describe it through any words, any analogy or any idea, essentially of the self alone, in which இதுதான் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். என்ன சொல்றேன்னா, prapancha upashamam. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? Everything, all the phenomena cease. Like அந்த முன்னீர் நதி போலும் ஓயுமே means like the river merging with the ocean. It loses totally its identity of river, nama rupa. Like that, upashamam, prapancha upashamam. It is seizure of all phenomena. Peaceful, prashantam, shantam, and shivam, auspicious, bliss and advaitam. This is Turiyavastha. என்ன புரிஞ்சுது? அதான் புரியாதுன்னு சொல்லியாச்சு. அன்திங்கபிள் போட்டாச்சு, indescribable போட்டாச்சு. But you know what? When you more and more abide in the self, this will be your own experience. You need not try and understand Mandukya. See, this Mandukya and all these Upanishads, all the Bhashyas are only to help you. But when you revel more and more within, you become the Bhashya for all the Upanishads. It is not you need to study the Bhashya. You yourself become the Bhashya for all the Upanishads. So therefore, there is a Turiya Padam. Turiya means fourth. It is called as fourth. Why it is called as fourth? With respect to waking, dream and deep sleep, these three states, it is called as fourth. It is distinctly different. So it is called as fourth. Though it is said it is distinctly different fourth, only Turiyam is there always. All the other three states are superimposed on it. It is not even coming and going. It is superimposed on it. There is only Turiyam. See, the deep sleep state, the dream state, waking state, all become one. There is no difference whatsoever. நல்லா தூங்குறாலும் நல்லா முழிச்சிருந்தாலும் ஒன்னே தான். அப்படின்னா எப்படி இருக்கும் பாருங்க. அப்படியே சமாதியிலே தொலைஞ்சு போயிட்டார், விவகாரமே பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கார், ரெண்டும் ஒண்ணுதான். Swamiji. Yogaratova bhogaratova, sangaratova sangavihina. Yadya Brahmani ramate chittam nandati nandati nandatyeva. One who is reveling in Brahman, either he is indulging in the world or he is withdrawn. He is in the crowd or he is all alone. That doesn't make any difference to him. This is sahaja, natural. This is the ultimate. See, non-ideation of objects, that also is not the final actually. Whether there is or there is not, both are one only. அதான் ஒரே ஸ்ட்ரோக்ல உருவாய் அருவாய் உளதாய் இலதாய் எப்படி சொல்ல முடியுது அப்படி? ஒரே ஸ்ட்ரோக்ல இட் இஸ் நாட், இட் இஸ் வித் ஃபார்ம் வித்வுட் ஃபார்ம். யாவுமாய் அல்லதுமாய், வாக்கிறந்த பூரணமாய், வாக்கு இறந்த பூரணமாய், யாவுமாய் அல்லதுமாய். மறந்து போயிட்டேன்னா, யாவுமாய் அல்லதுமாய். அந்த தட்சிணாமூர்த்தியை பற்றி பரஞ்சோதி முனிவர் எழுதியிருக்கார் ரொம்ப அழகா. ஐ வில் பிரிங் இட் நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம். ரொம்ப பியூட்டிஃபுல்லாக இருக்கு. So meaning what? It is all and it is nothing. It is all, it is nothing. Yavumai alladumai. Vakiranda puranamai. Vakiranda means what? There the words will not go. Puranamai. அது மறைபொருளுக்கும் அப்பாலாய். It is beyond. அப்பாலாய். அப்பாலுக்கு அப்பாலாய்ன்னு சொல்ற மாதிரி this Turiya Avastha is the most significant one. That is the truth. When I explain like this, don't get confounded. Ayye ati sulabham. Atma Vidyai ayye ati sulabham na solirkar Muruganatha Swami. Actually, this is the most simplest with a capital S. The most simplest thing is this with a capital S. சிம்பிள்னாலே சிம்பிள், அதே சிம்பிளஸ்ட்னு சொல்லியாச்சு, வித் அ கேபிட்டல் எஸ். அது மாதிரி தான் இந்த விஷயம். பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் த மைண்ட் அண்ட் இன்டெலெக்ட் இட் கெட்ஸ் காம்ப்ளிகேட்டட். வி ஒன்லி காம்ப்ளிகேட்டட். அதர்வைஸ் இட் இஸ் அவர் ஓன் செல்ஃப், த எக்ஸிஸ்டன்ஸ், பியோர் எக்ஸிஸ்டன்ஸ். இட் ரெக்வயர்ஸ் நோ கமெண்ட்ரி, இட் ரெக்வயர்ஸ் நோ exposition actually. So this is the Turiya Avastha. This is the seventh bhumika. What is the signature of this bhumika? There are no differences whatsoever. Right? Bhedasya anupalabhyam. No differences whatsoever. Of differences of different objects, or difference between the seer and the seen, or difference between the states, three states, waking, dream and deep sleep. Or there is no difference between samadhi or vyavahar. இப்படி இருக்க முடியுமா சுவாமி? இருக்க முடியும். அந்த மாடை ஓட்டிட்டு போறவனுக்கு மாடு ஓடினாலும் ஒண்ணுதான், மாடு நின்னாலும் ஒண்ணுதான், மாடை வண்டியில இருந்து கழட்டிட்டு வச்சாலும் ஒண்ணுதான். ஏன்னா அவன் தூங்கிட்டு இருக்கான். See, this is from இது உள்ளது 40 அனுபந்தம். For a man who is driving the bullock cart and who is sleeping while the bullock cart is moving, he is sleeping. For him, when the bullocks move also, is same. When the bullocks stop also, it is same. When the bullocks, they are untied and they are separated also, it is same for him. Because he is sleeping, he is not there. So for him, the waking also is the same, deep sleep also is the same, samadhi also is the same. But for that fellow who is the sixth bhumika, he is in samadhi, non-ideation of objects. When he comes out, oh, no. But for him, in Turiya Avastha, either he is in samadhi or in vyavahar, sleeping or dreaming or waking or in samadhi, it makes no difference whatsoever. He is not seeing anybody other than himself. And for him there are no objects which are defined by nama rupa. which are in the field of time, space and causation. Space, time and causation. It is not. That is Turiya Avastha. There only Turiya exists. That is Atma, the self, exists. So therefore, in his state, there is only the self. Nothing else whatsoever. Na iha nanasti kinchana. There are no difference whatsoever. Kinchana. Not even iota of difference is there for him. Na iha nanasti kinchana. It is a scriptural statement. Even iota of differences are not there for him. In Turiya Pada, there is only oneness. There is nothing whatsoever. இப்போ இந்த பார்க்கிற விஷயம் இருக்கு இல்லையா, இதை ஏன் நான் இல்லைன்னு நினைக்கிறோம் நம்ம? We are seeing. Why are we saying that this is not me? Nobody has told us. We ourselves are saying. Nobody has told us. If suppose I come and tell you, this is you only, how do you say it is not me? Who has told you? Actually speaking, yeah, one reason you can give body identification and all. But I tell you, nobody has told you, you yourself are assuming. என்னுடைய கான்சியஸ்னஸ் வந்து போறதெல்லாம் நான் தாங்கிறது யார் இல்லைன்னு சொன்னா? We ourselves are telling, it is not me. Nobody has told you. Why not? See, this question I ask, keep asking, why not? யார் சொன்னா இதெல்லாம் நான் இல்லைன்னு? நானே தான் சொல்லிக்கிறேன் நான் இல்லைன்னு. See, இப்ப நான் பார்க்கறதெல்லாம் நான் இல்லைன்னு யார் சொன்னா? நானே தான் சொல்லிக்கிறேன் நான் இல்லைன்னு. இப்ப யாராவது சொன்னா சும்மா சொல்லாதீங்க, டூப் விடாதீங்கிறோம். எப்படி சொல்றீங்கன்னு கேட்கிறோம். எப்படி சொல்றதெல்லாம் இல்ல, இது நான் தான் யார் இல்லைன்னு சொன்னா உனக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அது சொல்லு. எனக்கு டூப் விடாதீங்க, அது எப்படின்னு சொல்லுங்கன்னு என்கிட்ட கேட்கக்கூடாது. நான் இப்ப என்ன சொல்றேன்னா இதெல்லாம் நான் இல்லைன்னு யார் சொன்ன? நீ எதை நினைச்சுக்கிற அப்படி? Nobody has come and told you that this is not you. You think about it. Say, I am serious about it. You think about it. இப்போ ஒரு சத்தம் கேக்குதுன்னா அது நான் இல்லைன்னு யார் சொன்னா உனக்கு? ஒரு காட்சி வந்துட்டு போதா நான் இல்லைன்னு யார் சொன்னா உனக்கு? Who told you that this is not me? You yourself assuming that this is not me. Why do you assume? That is called as Maya Ajnana. Why do you say that this is not me? When the Guru is saying Muzhuvadum Unmai, everything is truth, why do you say that this is not truth? And you asked him, how do you say? Arey, how do you say that it is not truth? It is not you. Tell me one reason why do you say it is not you? Everything is knowledge only, appearing as knowledge only. Na? What else it is? Apart from knowledge, what else it is? Everything apart from knowledge, what else it is? Tell me, please. Actually speaking, nobody has said it is not you, the world. We ourselves are saying it is not. நம்ம தலையிலே நம்ம மண்ணை வாரி போட்டு it is not me. அதைத்தான் மூல அஜ்ஞானம்னு சொல்றாங்க. ஒரு காரணமே இல்லாத அஜ்ஞானம்னு அதான் சொல்றது. Nobody has said it is not you. And you yourself say it is not me. And you ask further, how do you say it is me? Now tell me, why do you say it is not you? என்னுடைய கான்சியஸ்னஸ்ல என்னுடைய பிரக்ஞையில வந்து போறது எல்லாமே நான் தான், அது இல்லைன்னு யார் மறுக்க முடியும்? ஏன் மறுக்கிற நீ? அது என்னவா வந்து போகுது? அது ஞானமா தானே வந்து போகுது. அது ஞானத்துக்கு அப்பால ஏதாவது இருக்காது. அது ஏன் நீ ஞானம் இல்லைங்கிற? அது ஏன் நீ இல்லைங்கிற? நீ ஞான ஸ்வரூபம் சொல்லியாச்சு. ஞானத்துக்கு அப்பால ஒன்றும் இல்லை தானே. யூ ஆர் நாலேஜ், பியோர் நாலேஜ். And whatever comes and goes is not apart from knowledge. So why do you say this is not me? You yourself block yourself, saying this is not me. And you say, I have to do sadhana now to realize what is now also it is not, it is you only. No, after sadhana only I will realize. இந்த சாதனா கப்பல ரியஸ் பண்ணியே நாசமா போ. Now I am saying you are that. You say after sadhana only I will realize. This is ajnanam. When somebody says after sadhana only I will realize the oneness, It is ajnanam. If the Guru says everything is you, you should say everything is me, full stop. That is jnanam. And you start living like that, seeing Brahman, listening to Brahman, and enjoying Brahman. That's all. You should not ask how, why. Then the Guru will ask, why do you say that it is not Brahman? Who told you it is not Brahman? Who told you it is not the self? You yourself are telling yourself it is not the self. எனக்கு என்னமோ அப்படி தோணல. இப்படி எல்லாமா சொல்றது எனக்கு தோணல. Why not? Why not this is me? Tell me now. You ask me why this is me. I am asking why not this is me? Tell me why not this is me. So therefore, Turiya Avastha means now also everything is self only. Who told you it is not self? Why are you denying yourself the Atma Sakshatkara? And why are you postponing your Atma Sakshatkara, saying, after the 6 bhumikas, after sadhana, I will realize that? If you think after sadhana only you will realize, you will never realize. That is the Moola Jnanam. Now I am not realized, and after performing all these sadhanas, one day I will realize. That is Moola Jnanam. Till this Ajnanam persists, you can never realize. You please believe in me. Now you are realized. Full stop. And when you take this seriously, you are realized. When you don't take seriously, you take it as a joke, then you suffer. When you keep on asking questions, then we will keep on giving discourses. When you believe or when you accept, then you are realized. Trust and obey annartham. Swami சொல்றது சரிதான். Obey annartham. Brahman எல்லாத்தையும் பார்க்க ஆரம்பிச்சோம். Brahman தான் எல்லாம். Brahman தான். So that's it. There is nothing else to do to realize the self. You are already the self, already the truth. Already everything is Brahman only. There is no sadhana required to know it. That sadhana is only postponing your realization, keeping you in ignorance. So, abiding in என்ன டைம் ஆயிட்டு போகுது? 10:48 தான் அதா? 11 வரைக்கும் போகலாம் என்ன? இல்லையா? போகக்கூடாதா? எப்படி சொல்றீங்க போகக்கூடாதுன்னா? போவேனா? Who is the Acharya here? You or me? Then, 9th verse. Yahi Rama Mahabagaha Saptami Bhumikam Gataha Atma Rama Mahatmanaha Te Mahat Padamagataha. Here, Vasistha Muni is summarizing. Hey Rama, O Rama, yehi Mahabagaha Saptami Bhumikam Gataha. Those Mahabagaha, the blessed ones, or those Saptami Bhumikam Gataha, those who entered into the 7th Bhumika, that is Turya Sthiti. They are blessed ones actually. Those who have entered into the 7th Bhumika, the 7th stage of this knowledge, that is Turya, they are the most blessed ones. Atma Ramaha Mahatmanaha. They are always reveling in the self. Atma Ramaha. They are reveling in the self. They know not anything other than the self. Atma Ramaha Mahatmanaha. They are the real Mahatmas. Te Mahatpadam Agataha. They have attained to that supreme state. Mahatpadam. There is nothing higher than that. Supreme means what? There is nothing higher than that. Mahatpadam Agataha. Swamiji, can there be anything else still superior than that? No. Why? There is nobody to aspire for it. When there is nobody to aspire for it, then how can you say there is something else superior to it? So therefore, this is the supreme state. Yad gatva nanivartante. When you go there, there is no coming back calls. Again, you will not be deluded. Again, you will not revel in the samsara. So these blessed ones are those who have gone to the seventh stage of this knowledge called Turiya. And they have attained to that supreme state. Means what? There is nothing more to aspire for, achieve. This is the final, ultimate, absolute. Where there is total oneness, where there is no bheda whatsoever, then who is there to realize something higher and what is there to realize? So this is the supreme state. That's why it said is Mahat Padamagataha. Because this question may keep coming. Is there anything higher than that? Higher than that? To put a full stop, they say there is nothing higher than this. This is the state. Paramapadam. Mahat Padamagataha. They have reached to that supreme state. Then the 10th one, the last verse of this chapter. Jivan mukteshu chaishahi Turyavasteha vidyate Videha mukti vishayastu Ya Sorry. Videha mukti vishayaha Turyatita mathaparam Bhumika saptakam cha etad Dhimatameva gocharaha Jivan mukteshu chayeshahi turyavasteha vidyate. Those who are liberated while living. Jivan mukta means what? They are liberated while living only. So in them only, cha yeshahi turya avastha iha vidyate. In them only, this turya, this seventh stage is seen. Meaning what? Absolutely no differences whatsoever. Or in other words, those who don't see any differences whatsoever and abiding there, they are called as jivan mukta. One who are liberated while living. So both the ways you can interpret. Only in the Jivan Mukta Purushas, this Turya Padam, this state, the seventh stage is seen. Or those who attain to that seventh stage, they are called as Jivan Muktas, liberated while living. Videha Mukti Vishayaha Turyatitam Matapparam. And what about those who have given up this body and gone? Videha Mukti, they say, no? Then it is said, they have attained to Turyatitam. Oh, Turyatak mere Turyatitam vera irka. There is another thing called Turyatitam. See, it is only said like that, but it is not so. It is very clear, Bhagavan says, even while living, they are not having anything to do with the body or the mind or the world. So they have attained to their highest only. But we see them also interacting and doing vyavahara in the world. And we see their body dropping dead. So we only see a difference between Jivan Mukta and Videha Mukta. So it is said, yeah, Turyatitam means what? It is merged with the Supreme Brahman and all those stuff. But already they are Brahman only. Guruji very clearly he states here. With respect to the body only we say Jivan Mukta or Videha Mukti. That's why they have to say Turyatitam also. Otherwise, it is the highest state. And Guruji gives a beautiful analogy here. The terms liberated while living and liberation without body are also used with respect to the body, but there is no difference in the state of consciousness. The words space conditioned by the pot and space unconditioned by the pot are all meant with reference to the pot. The space is ever free of all conditions. When the pot breaks, the pot space does not merge with outer space. It was already one with it. Pot space and the universal space only. Yeah. With respect to the pot only we are mentioning. It is not that when you break the pot, this space goes and merges with the space. Space is not conditioned by the pot. So therefore, there is nothing called as when the body is something else, when he gives up the body is something else. No. He is the Brahman always, without the body. But we see the body in one point of time, the ignorant ones who is watching him. And we see him without the body in another point of time. So we say Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. Therefore they say, yes, he is Turiyam, Turiyatitam. You want to Samadhana Paduthanume. Yes, yes, yes. They attain to Turiyatitam. Oh, for Turiyatitam where irukka? I didn't attain Mandir. Not just 7, not 8 are hurting. Turiyam and Turiyatitam is only one. It's not something else. Bhagavan also makes it clear. With respect to the 3 states, you say 4th. But when there are no 3 states, why you call as 4th? That is why it's called as Turiyatitam. Not even 4th. See, what is Turiyatitam? It is not even 4th. It means what? You can't say anything. Keep quiet. When you say waking, dream, deep sleep, then you say 4th, Turiyam. In Sanskrit, Turiyam means 4th. When you don't have the distinction differences between these 3 states, why you call something as 4th? It is not even 4th. That is called as Turiyatitam. First I said 4th with respect to the 3. When I realized that there is 3 is not there, why should I call it as 4th? It is not even 4th. That is called as Turiyatitam. That is how Bhagavan has explained in Ulladhanarpada Anubandham. Here, Guruji says, the pot is never conditioned. Sorry, the space is never conditioned by the pot. So, whether the pot is there or pot has gone, that makes no difference for the space. It is not that when the pot is broken, the space within the pot goes and merges with the universe. No, adalla nalla drama. That is why when people say when Bhagavan gave up his body, this Jyoti went there and it merged with Arunachala. It is very beautiful to hear, but I don't appreciate. Why? Because Bhagavan himself says everything subsides in the heart for Jivan Mukta. There is no going or coming. But when you see something going and coming, you talk only. That is why scientists explain it is a comet which is moving. அதெல்லாம் நாங்கள் ஏற்றுக்க முடியாது. காமெட்லாம் போகவே முடியாது. அப்படி பகவானுடைய உள்ளொளி அப்படியே மேலே வந்து அருணாச்சல ஒளியோடு அப்படியே மர்ஜ் ஆயிடுச்சு. அதான் அவர் ஜீவன் முக்தியிலேருந்து விதேக முக்தி அடைஞ்சிட்டார். ஓகே, கண்டினியூ பிலீவிங் இட். ஹவு டு யூ நோ இட் இஸ் நாட் ட்ரூ? ஐ ரியலி டோன்ட் நோ. இட் மே பி ட்ரூ ஆல்சோ. ஹூ நோஸ்? என்ன சுவாமி தெரியும் இப்படி மாற்றி போட்டீங்க பிளேட்டனா? எனக்கு எப்படி தெரியும்? வெள்ளை காக்கா மல்லாக்கா பறக்க முடியும் தான் இந்த மாயால. என்ன வேணா நடக்க முடியும். When a jnani is giving up his body, a jyoti also can go and merge. Who says can't? Can happen also. How can I say it cannot happen? In Maya, anything can happen. Anything can happen. This also can happen. But Bhagavan himself has said there is no poku varavu punarvu. It's subsiding in the heart. Therefore, we believe that way. If somebody insists, no, jyoti kalandadhaan, நீங்க எப்படி இல்லைன்னு சொன்னா சரி கலந்துடுச்சுப்பா, நீ விடு ஆள, ஜோதி கலந்துடுச்சு, சந்தோஷமா? அப்படிதான் சம்பந்தமூர்த்தி நாயனாரும் இந்த மேரேஜ் குரூப் எல்லாரோட ஜோதியில கலந்துட்டார் சொல்றாங்க. சரி கலந்துட்டார் பையன் ஆளு. அப்படி இல்லைன்னு சொன்னா கோச்சுப்பாங்க. ரொம்ப பிளாஸ்பமி, நீங்க ரொம்ப மோசம். நீங்க நாங்க சொல்றோம் சம்பந்தமூர்த்தி நாயன், சாரி சம்பந்தமூர்த்தி தானே, என்ன மூர்த்தி நாயன், சம்பந்தமூர்த்தி தானே, பேர் என்ன, ஞான சம்பந்தம், ஞான சம்பந்தமூர்த்தி நாயன் திருச, அதான்ப்பா ஞான சம்பந்தம் தான்ப்பா திரு ஞான சம்பந்தம் திருங்கிற வார்த்தை. Along with the marriage party, he entered into the Jyoti and he became one with the Jyoti. Okay, that is mukti அடைஞ்சிட்டார். எல்லாரையும் முக்தி அடைய வச்சுட்டார். Wonderful. But if you question this, then you are labeled as, ஒரு அதிக பிரசங்கி or so. I won't ask them any question. ஏன்னா அவங்களோட நமக்கு நல்ல ஒரு உறவு வேணும் தானே. சாப்பாடுலாம் போட்டு நம்மளை ஆதரிக்கிறாங்கன்னா அவங்கள எப்படி நம்ம கற்றுக்க முடியும்? அப்படிலாம் இல்லைன்னு சொன்னா கோச்சுக்க மாட்டாங்க. அதுவும் சரிதான். சரியா கூட இருக்கலாம், எனக்கு தெரியாது. யார் சொல்ல முடியும் சரியில்லைன்னு? அன்னைக்கு நடந்திருக்கலாம் அப்படி, எனக்கு தெரியாது. அன்னைக்கு என்ன ஜோதியில யார் கலந்தான்னு எனக்கு தெரியாது. ஏதோ ஜோதியில கலந்த சொல்றாங்க, அதை ஒத்துப்போம். ஆனா எந்த ஜோதியில யார் கலக்கிறதுன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. அது என்னுடைய ப்ராப்ளம், அது அவங்களுடைய ப்ராப்ளம் கிடையாது. You understand? So therefore, in that Turiya Padam, there is no Turiyatitam business. It is only Turiyam. There is no Videha Mukti business. There is only one Mukti. And therefore, we have to attain to that highest Padam. It is not attaining also. Now you are. Please accept. Otherwise, we will give another lecture. இப்போ டீச்சர்ட்ட எனக்கு புரியலைன்னு சொன்னா, புரியலையா திருப்பி ஆரம்பிப்பாங்க பஸ்லேருந்து. அத மாதிரி தான் புரிஞ்சிருச்சுன்னு சொன்னா நல்லது, நல்ல பிள்ளைங்கன்னு அர்த்தம். When Guru says everything is Brahman, when you accept it, you are a good student. When you ask question, you are a bad student. When you ask how, why, then you are gone. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.